Microphone working? Should be. See if anyone on my league is up and running right now. Yeah. Whoa, nice landing.
Lords of Order, grant us your favor.
Now, I was talking with one of my league mates, and he made it clear that just like me, he doesn't care for the Pride Month. No, he said that he was irritated with the whole Pride thing. Because, like, the last time when there was a Pride Month event, the fact that there was a whole month of it, and yet when it came to the Superman appreciation or anniversary event, it only lasted 2 days. And I'm like, that is some complete nonsense. It's like, I don't care for the Pride community or other things around it. And it's like, I already know games and companies, they're gonna do stuff like that anyways. And I can't prevent it. Nor do I really want to try wasting my time. But what irritates me is how it's like, so let me get this straight. You have all this Pride stuff going for a whole month straight. Something specifically themed for the LGBT community. But then when it comes to events revolving around the likes of Batman, Superman, and to an even lesser extent Wonder Woman, you will only allow it for like what, maybe 2 days, if even that. Some people, well, it's supposed to be the first day of like the Superman celebration. It's my goodness, Harley's voice is annoying. But anyways, it's like the fact that Superman's event, for some people, they'd have to spend half of the first day of a 2-day event having their whole entire game finished downloading or updating. But some people don't even get a full 2 days. Some of them only get like a day and a half, maybe even less than that. And it's like now, any new character I make, the most I can keep doing now is like I can freely unlock the classic Superman emblem for them. And that's literally it. There's nothing else that's held over from that.
Is neither good
but they'll allow a Pride event for a whole month in this game. And I'm like, why can't a Superman celebration didn't even last a week, only 2 days? And again, that's only like some people got to enjoy 2 days of it, others a day and a half, some just 1 day. And they didn't even give us that much stuff to begin with. It's like you are so obsessed with trying to promote literally every other event in the game, be it holidays or community celebrations, like how they actually have they done anything for like Black History Month? I can't remember. I don't think they did. Man, I hate when this happens. It's like basically the kind of events and stuff that I look forward to selling gear that I absolutely would like all the Kryptonian based gear. They decide, oh, we're gonna do that on an extremely rare basis, and if you don't get it this time, well, too bad, and it's gonna be a ridiculously long time before we do another one of these. And I'm like, you're just trying to piss off the fans, aren't you? So that's just it? Just pants, headpiece? Ain't not bad though. You know, I'm gonna do so much grinding of material and resources. I'm gonna get as many source marks as I can until I have 3,000 source marks. Oh, excuse me. You know, I'm thinking like if they want to do stuff for the LGBT community, or how they would do stuff for, like, say, Black History Month, or other stuff, like even holidays that I don't even celebrate, like Crystal Spike Club. Like, say, have they done anything for Easter? I don't think so. But I know they do stuff for like Christmas and Halloween. It's like when you just, it's like, why not just let this Superman anniversary event? Why not have that be a regular thing? Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. While occasionally holding events for, like, say, well, they have one for Starfire. They have like yearly events for her. Man, I like the long blades. That's it.
ever get the chance to time travel by jumping on Superman's back, do it. It's pretty great.
It's a kind of weather, aren't you?
My fearsomely anointed friend, your looks must slay.
You know, some of these I was pretty certain I've already got a long time ago. Oh well, at least they only cost money and not source marks. Well, at least I got like $6 million. I got plenty.
One must always look their best.
Yeah, what would he know? I think after I'm done with all this, I'm gonna go and get me some more. Wait, no, I Still got the omnibus to do. So I'm gonna see how much more of that stuff I can buy. Then complete any Brainiac missions if I haven't completed any yet. Oh, that's the teleporter to it.
Fashions may change, but these looks are timeless.
Gentleman Ghost is such a dork. Alright, I checked that already. Dang it.
These styles shall serve you much better than their previous owners.
The fact that he tries to sound like a gentleman, hence the name Gentleman Ghost, while clearly being such a sociopath, is really not too different at all from the likes of Alistair from Has-Been Hotel. Although what's funny is how, like for me, I don't know if other people may feel the same, but like for me, the pilot made it where it's like, yeah, it's clear he has some alternative motive going on beyond just wanting to help out of sheer boredom, or it could possibly he wanted to help purely just because he's been in hell for so long and he's just that damn bored. But then the actual series came out, and all it did was just make him I'm pretty sure the whole point is to make him unlikable, because that's basically what the show did. It really went out of its way to show how much Alistair does not care for anyone and just overall thinks way too highly of himself. Kind of like with Homelander, both of them think highly of themselves, but then the instant something doesn't go the way they want, almost immediately their facade of a calm individual breaks almost immediately. And it makes it to the point where, for me, seeing their downfall that you know is going to come eventually would be just like very entertaining and very something I would really look forward to seeing. Of course, I remember it was someone was talking about Hotel. This is long before the series came out, even before the first couple of trailers, before we got any snippets of animation from the episodes. And I remember someone was talking about how Vizzy Pop herself she said she wanted like 3 seasons to tell this story. It's like, in a way, for me, it's like, I don't hate Has-Been Hotel. It's just that the pilot was more entertaining to the one pilot is more entertaining to me than all of season 1 of the official series. From characters design to their voices to even the way some of them behave. And some characters went from... How I felt about some of the characters really has changed. I thought like Nipsey would be a pretty interesting character. But it's like with Alistair, in my opinion, they went from being interesting characters and interesting and kind of funny, entertaining, interesting and funny in the pilot, to just obnoxious and annoying in the actual show. Whereas with Husk, well, they barely did anything. All they did was expand on his relationship with Alistair by making him a former overlord whose soul is owned by Alistair. Which for me, I would have been more convinced, or I would have found, honestly, I would have found it more preferable if what it was instead was just simply that, like what it was instead was simply that they're acquaintances, like maybe not exactly friends, but just acquaintances who have worked together in the past. Maybe Husk or Alistair did something for Husk as a favor in the past, and Husk having to work at the hotel was just Alistair's way of cashing in on a favor. And for Husk, it would basically be more of, well, I got nothing better to do, because you know, I usually just drink and gamble all day, so I guess this be something I can do with my spare time. Something more like that. And then what else is there? Oh, also, I think I already mentioned this, but the redesign of the characters. Oh no, I was talking about the personalities. Hey, Angel Dust went from being a character who I thought was going to be obnoxious and annoying, kind of like how he was in the pilot. I thought he was going to be the same way in the show because that was the first impression I got of him. But then the show comes out and it's like, it's not that I find him obnoxious and annoying, or he's no different from the pilot, just boring. His overall story was just boring. And then Cherry Bomb, like, she shows up but she barely does anything. She's just there. And then Vaggie, they did this whole thing where it turns out, oh, she was a former angel who was part of the extermination squad, who got kicked out of the extermination squad due to her refusal to kill a demon child. I remember some people had the idea that in the pilot what it was is that she was simply a mortal like all the other Centerborn who died supposedly by committing suicide. And I was like, yeah, that part would have made for a more interesting, maybe not more entertaining, but more interesting story. The idea that Charlie, the third most powerful person in hell, or supposedly the third most powerful behind her own parents, decided that she would fall in love with a Centerborn, someone who was originally just a human mortal. Hot damn! That was insane. There's been times before where like whole legions of them would appear on screen, but not even to that extent. That was insane. Oh man, you know, it sucks is how almost every time when there's a lot of heroes and villains in that area, there's very few of those tumblers. But then when there's a small number of heroes and villains, that's when those big ass groups of tumblers show up. Excuse me. Wait, what's Apocalypse is? Oh yeah, I was talking about. So what I'll say is that overall, despite how many years it took for the show to finally come out, I know we're only in we only just got through season 1, but personally, season 1 just left such a bad impression on me that I am not looking forward to season 2. So honestly, when season 2 comes out, I don't think I'm gonna bother.
You'll have Brainiac running scared with this stuff.
But I am looking forward to what is it? Is it the 3rd season? I went to 3rd or 4th. Are we about to go into the 3rd or 4th season of Hell of a Boss? I think it's 3rd season, and I read that the next season after that, they're greenlit for a 4th season, and that 4th season is going to be the last one. Now I'm wondering how that last season is gonna end. All I know is I hope it doesn't end with Octavia dying. Hey, if any character should get killed off, they better kill off Stella. I cannot stand that woman. Narcissists in general are so annoying, but it's like having to deal with them throughout a whole entire season. It's like, my goodness, Stella, stop being such a pansy. Kill that woman.
Creator with only the best endorsements.
Let's see, so 3, 6.
You want it or not?
7, 8. So I need 80 points.
Finally, a collaboration between Soda Cola and whoever else makes the rest of this stuff.
You know, I can't think of anything else I want to say. I've already said my piece about, I think I said everything I needed to say about Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel. I'm curious as to how season 3 for Hell of a Boss is gonna go. Season 1 left such a bad impression that I don't care for any rest of the seasons. I'm just gonna wait until the whole series in general is done and over with to see what the ending is, if any main characters die or not. Oh, they just left. You know, the league that I'm in with Nor and Mira, as far as people who I can interact with on a regular or even weekly basis, hopefully I can find a league for Najax like that.
Cadmus researchers are reporting security breaches, including multiple containment failures. So far, Brainiac presence is minimal, but dangerous experiments are roaming free.
Oh, excuse me. Huh. Man, he's just running past all the danger again, like they usually do.
Adverse reaction to exo. Yet another way you failed.
Man, his red vision is so cool. The default vision you get is more just a yellow color. But with the enhanced or the amplified vision it becomes blue. Which is cool and all. But it's like one of those things where you wish you and we really change the color or whatever effect. Like instead of it being yellow to blue, instead you can change it to
Thanks for freeing me and for dealing with all that.
what was this? OMAC. Oh man, is he see that shit? You know, knowing just how many Superman types Marvel has alone. Wait, is both coming from Marvel? I keep forgetting. But so those who I know are indeed from Marvel, who share something in common with Superman, from his costume, his personality, and primarily his powers. Flight, super speed, flight, strength, durability, stamina, enhanced senses, and some form of energy projection. With Blue Marvel and Sentry being the only ones I know who can project energy from their hands. Although Sentry can also, Sentry he can project energy from his hands, his mouth, and his eyes. Hyperion and Gladiator only their eyes, and Blue Marvel only his hands. So if I remember, Sentry and Blue Marvel can also project energy from their body in an omnidirectional blast. Man, look at Martian Man. This game acknowledges that Martian Manhunter has the power of somehow almost any and all adaptations of Martian Manhunter outside of the comics, like the cartoons or other animations, for some reason they keep forgetting that or just neglect it altogether. So if I remember, Martian Manhunter in the Tomorrowverse had energy projection, as shown when Parasite fought Superman Martian Manhunter, and if I recall, Parasite absorbed Martian Manhunter's abilities first and used them to seemingly kill him before he ever got his hands on Clark. Although it was annoying how when they fought, and of course Martian Manhunter got the short end of the stick, at least at one point where he was seemingly killed with nothing to really explain his survival until he shows up at the very last second to help Superman. And if I recall, Lobo, he's like in Parasite, he's gotten even bigger. Bizarro. The bird. Because he's a imperfect clone.
Let us prove it.
Enough negotiation. My assets will secure Bizarro if you...
I have superior energy projection. That's how I would have Ajax portrayed. Like, because for my characters, my Martian, Nor, and Ajax, Nor is meant to be the physically most powerful Martian. Like, if Nor was in the mainstream DC universe, I would have him as the physically strongest Martian. Superior strength, durability, and stamina, exceeding Martian Manhunter, and making most of his physical abilities, the ones that Kryptonians and Martians do share in common, above Superman's base level.
Keep fighting too.
Well, slightly above his base level. With Ajax not only being above Superman's base level, but outright eclipsing Superman and Nor in speed, strength, and durability.
Performing important research on alien physiology. I hope you're volunteering as a replacement.
You want data? I've got it. I'm seeing massive security alarms hitting the Hall of Doom. Lex is already on his way. You and your straight and narrows good to help out, Manhunter?
I wonder if without the solar amplifier equipped, how much lingering damage my heat vision will do. Because that's something I actually know. I know the amplified heat the solar amplifier amplifies the base damage, but then I was like, oh, it also still continues doing damage over time. Not like huge chunks, maybe, but still damage over time. I want to test that. You know, I have yet to find out the right equipment I would need to make a costume similar to Sentry. Like, not to make my own Sentry, but just, again, a costume similar or based off of his.
Get out of here! They
kind of what I do when I make other costumes heavily inspired by other characters. Of course, for me in this game, it's easy to come up with costumes meant to invoke this Superman trope.
Get out of here.
The fact that he thanks us even though we rigged the truck to explode right in his face. That's so cold of us.
Don't touch me!
Kinda makes you wonder why we just beat up the officer but don't take no money. The fact that he calls us a jerk, threatens us with a lawyer. It's like what Alucard would say in Dragon Ball. Hellsing Bridge. Asking, what are you gonna do? Grab that guy who can stop me? What's his name? Michael doesn't exist. Which is true because Alucard never met anyone in all the Hellsing universe who was truly on his level or who could fight him equally with their own power. They would need like something resembling an amplification of some sort. And even then, they would still even then, they would still not be capable of defeating him. Like Anderson, the insane priest, who no matter what, even when he used, what was it? That nail that supposedly came from one of the thorns that pierced, or that made up the thorny crown that Jesus was given.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
It was supposed to be the thorn that Anderson pierced himself was supposed to be came from that, and it gave him a massive power amp. But that wasn't enough to defeat, let alone kill Alucard. Almost said Alistair. Excuse me. You know, there's some characters that I had an idea for that I want to make. Like someone being a child of Lucifer Morningstar. Only unlike the other character who's a child of Lucifer, Charlie from the Busy Pup universe of Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel. As far as I guess maybe that's what people use for Robin. Oh, I never collected this. Anyways, so far in terms of overall physicality or abilities, I was surprised how, at least what we've seen of season 1, characters were only portrayed as being, one YouTuber described Adam would be like the second most powerful, eclipsed only by Lucifer, as being city level. Others would say mountain level, due to the fact that the energy blast he fired at one point that destroyed the hotel also sliced in half the part of the cliff it was on. So someone ranked him as possibly mountain level. Same thing with Lucifer. Like versus Battle Wiki listed them both as mountain level, likely far higher. And I was thinking, I think they only put it as likely far higher only because they want to believe they should be more powerful than just mountain level. Which I'm like, dang. Compared to the demon-based characters that I have, who are all villains, of course, they are extremely weak, because the child of Lucifer that I have in mind, that I want to create, not only would he basically like not only would he be and I'm not just saying this so like no one tries to say, oh, you're just copying Has-Been Hotel, something like that. It's like the character I have in mind would fully embrace his evil within, unlike someone like Charlie, who's trying to be such a nice person, which is uncharacteristic of someone with the blood of a demon and the blood of a fallen angel running through her veins. My character for Julian Morningstar, like if I wanted to portray him at a power level, I would want him at like his base level power would be multi-galaxy. At least as far as like physical strength and durability, it would be multi-galaxy, close to but not quite universal. That's what I would go with it. I really like these Brainiac missions. They're pretty fun. You know, it's too bad for the hero, like for the heroes, if you play the alert mission as a hero, it's too bad like there's no different version where you go through the wait, how would that work? Like maybe for playing as a hero, you team up with other heroes and go through the Hall of Doom, but then you play as the villain and you team up with the other villain players to go through the Hall of, what was it, the Hall of Justice, and then the raid, rather if you go through the first raid, rather if it's the Hall of Doom or Hall of Justice, would also depend on if you're playing with a team of all villains or mostly villains or heroes. I think trying to do it that way so you get put into the right mission would be difficult. And I think or maybe like a way the game would be able to detect which side which instance has the majority of whoever, like the majority being villain or hero, to determine which base you go to for the raid. And alert would be based on like if there's 5 heroes but 4 villains, that 4-to-1 split would be what makes the difference. And now to wait. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah. If I were to make a character who was the child of Lucifer Morningstar, they would definitely not be anything like Charlie. Someone who, it'd be like the exact opposite. Despises their father Lucifer, fully embraces their evil nature, doesn't want to save no souls, but wants to conquer everyone and everything in all of existence, from heaven, hell, the mortal realm, and all other realms. Would go to war against even the lesser gods, like the Egyptian, Norse, and Greek gods. Hey, I finally remember for once. They're called the Norse. Somehow I always keep forgetting. Norse, Norwegian. Like, where was I? Oh yeah. So not only would I have him as someone who is full on evil, not at all a nice person like Charlie, or someone who's evil but pretends to have good intentions from time to time like Alistair, or at least he tries to fool some others into thinking he has good intentions for Charlie. Like literally Charlie's the only one who's dumb enough to fall for that. Like Julian, He would have a more. He would be someone who has an absolute dominant personality. To the point where even the Sins would have no choice but to respect him and not go against his authority or question him ever. Like no demon in hell, or fallen angel for that matter, that he encounters would be dumb enough to question him or his motives. Be all like, why should we listen to anything you say? They would know why.
Brainiac's got another thing coming if he thinks he can just take over my Hall of Doom.
I like how just angry and irritated Lex Luthor sounds whenever he speaks throughout this whole game. And I kind of like how, no matter what the crisis event going on is, if Oracle and Calculator are forced to team up, they always are constantly at each other's throats. Like they can never put their differences aside, at least enough to not say anything mean to each other. They're always gonna have instinct for each other, even when working together to save the world, or the universe for that matter. No, one thing I discovered is that making a costume inspired by Hyperion, especially the Marcus Milton Hyperion, in other words, the Hyperion with the black costume, it's a lot easier than trying to create a costume based on other Superman types from Marvel.
Speak and spell.
Sending some extra help your way. Calculating bot. You're welcome. Controls not responding like they should. Controls overridden by Brainiac.
Pathetic. Brainiac's outhacked you, Calculator.
It only looks that way. I opened up a two-way hole. This way, I can track what he's after.
Even if we manage to uncover my plan, my ultimate victory will achieve. Hostile entity is detected. Deploying disintegration orbital field.
That thing will rip you apart atom by atom, which is, bad.
Okay, so my heat vision, even after the initial attack, still continues to do damage.
Not miscalculate the power of Brainiac.
So that's not something exclusive to just the amplified version with the amplifier equipped. It is consistent with both versions.
Is still functional.
So truly, all the amplifier does really is just increase the damage. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like how, regardless of if you have solar amplifier equipped or not, the base damage it does per hit. But then after that comes the look at me doing that. Look at me do that. Looking so cool.
Brainiac's researching you, Lex. The future version of you that prevented Brainiac's rise to power.
Learning from his mistakes. That level of intelligence is
So what was I saying?
dangerous.
Oh yeah, basically the solar amplifier just simply increases your damage. basically, so yeah, all the solar amplifier artifact does is just not only does it increase the damage of your heat vision, but it also induces a damage over time or a lingering burning effect on the targets around your main target. So with the amplifier, you can use your heat vision to affect multiple targets, not just the one you hit. Let me see, does the regular heat vision also hit targets? Ocular heat beams. Dealing damage over time. Nope, I think it doesn't say anything about it, but I think, yeah, it's just regular heat vision only just damages a single target the whole time. Amplifier, again, increases damage, but also is capable of damaging other enemies in the area with the possibility of them being burned and being dealt burning damage. So they too get the lingering effect. Parasite again.
This weak mind now belongs to Brainiac.
Looks like Parasite sucks even more than normal today.
I like that question. I like that question. Calculated acts when Brainiac sends a second Ultro to attack us. He's like, what are they having a garage sale? A fire sale? Death Beam? Which is true. One is small space. One orbital that continuously fires down in a small space like this and that is not. But having to deal with that enclosed space is just unnecessary. You know, this game really makes it easy to create a character based on fulfilling the wish in life. Like for the best effect for either species, Kryptonian and Victorite, go with Frank. At least for the three moves it has that are just ground pound. Two of which attack an omnidirectional wave, one that counts as a short distance projectile.
Who's right up ahead, by the way?
It's like, yes, both species just use just use, let's see, for both species, Vigilante and Kryptonian use Earth for the same moves that I already explained. But for Vigilamites, after that, then, well, of course, Flight for both as well. Flight stance. But for Vigilamites, so you can have those 3 moves from Earth to use, and just use all these flight-based moves from, well, Flight. Earth Kryptonians, mostly just Heat Raging, Super Breath, Blazing Breath, and maybe like just 2 moves, like these ones I have right here, and Flight. I hate when something happens, especially there's off cyber. For some weird reason or not, the characters just start getting knocked and pushed all around. I can't stand on your feet long enough that you do it again. Certainly a dedicated thing.
I have all the data I need from this location, but I believe this group offers you sufficient resistance.
Come then, cowards.
It's gonna be rough. Hey, how about the next major story to have one where you actually get to team up with Cheetah? Dumbass wait. I don't have any equipment. Come on. I was shit about the third speed.
Brainiac's investigation into the version that orchestrated his original demise can mean only one thing. Brainiac seeks to undo his defeat. He needs at least one more thing to plan out and then achieve this goal. Data from within the whole of justice. We must assume that is his next target. Decisive action must be taken, and I will take it.
Guess that explains why Brainiac was also pulling files on potential HOJ security exploits.
You didn't think Brainiac targeting the Hall of Justice